Last time we left off, SCP-2399 and the SCP Foundation, along with the entirety of the Earth, are now under the gaze of Frieza's army, the evil space tyrant known for eradicating entire populations and planets altogether. With Vegeta under the custody of the SCP Foundation and Goku in critical condition after their battle, what is to become of our Saiyans? And what is to become of our home? Welcome back, guys. Sorry to leave you waiting for so long, but I'm here now. Making these videos is quite difficult. From here on out, the videos will be more shorter, but more consistent. They will also be more akin to commentary videos than simple narration. Anyways, enjoy. So, last time we left off, Goku was being saved as a reservation force as the SCP Foundation dealt with Nappa and Vegeta through their own methods. Goku broke containment and the trust of his team. The video above depicts MTF Omega-7 and their secret mission, which will loop back in the near future. Goku, disobeying orders, flew towards the Saiyans in search of a proper fight. He had lived a life up until this point of obedience, at least to some extent. But what the Saiyan truly craved for was a battle, to push him past his limits and well beyond. It was all he ever wanted. The last time he had broken containment and was pushed past his breaking point was when he fought SCP-682, which you can find above. At this point, Goku was a controversial asset amongst the Foundation. Most agreed that he could be useful if he can only control himself, though through much debate, he had been ascended to Thaumiel classification, an SCP classification that allowed Goku to help the SCP Foundation in containing other SCPs. No one could deny that he had a noble heart, but his tendency to seek battle and to push past his own limitations proved to be a bother to the O5 Council. They needed a tool, not a petulant child. When he met Vegeta and Nappa against their orders, it had proved to them their worst fears. Nappa and Goku fought, with Goku loving every second of it. Goku had gone through the ordeal of Site-19's containment breach. He was able to unleash his Super Saiyan form gained during that time, radiating such an aura of power, astounding both Nappa and Vegeta. Their scouters self-destruct due to the dramatic increase of power. With blind rage driving the big brute of a Saiyan, he was quickly dealt with by the power of the legend of the Super Saiyan, a tale told to every Saiyan child, and a tale that the Prince of all Saiyans believed wholeheartedly in. Unbeknownst to the parties involved, SCP-2399 had made an aerosol that suppresses S-cells, a type of cell found within every Saiyan, their source of power. Spraying Goku with it and giving him a heart attack, eliminating his Super Saiyan form. Remember, guys, in this world, Goku has only been trained by a turtle hermit in his youth, and suffering through the events of Containment Breach, Goku's Saiyan genes had to adapt to powerful anomalies that could easily kill him, forcing him into his early adoption of a Super Saiyan state, once filled with raw and emotional power after the death of his friend Krillin by the hands of an SCP, the video to which can be found up above. This Super Saiyan state is very similar to that scene in the anime where Gohan had gone into Super Saiyan for the first time, wild and uncontrollable. Currently, he still hasn't been able to master it at all, and the state being connected to such an emotional time. With Goku and Nappa down, the SCP Foundation identifies the Prince as the main threat. They send him to the SCP-93 dimension, to which Vegeta is able to survive, then having to face SCP-3000, which ends in a stalemate and Vegeta left at the mercy of his new captors. Now that we're all caught up, I also want to bring attention to the fact that Gohan was born. We haven't had much time to see how the SCP Foundation has allowed this to happen and how they are reacting. Spoilers, it's because I needed it to happen and I'll just make something up later on. Oh, and SCP-105 is the mother. She isn't a Chi-Chi stand-in, seeing as how I don't see how she would fit in. A character like Bulma and Krillin do make a lot of sense as to the roles in the SCP Foundation, but someone like Chi-Chi doesn't. Feel free to write your complaints down below. Anyways, we pick up in the outskirts of Jupiter, specifically on one of its moons, Ganymede. There, skirmishes are taking place between SCP-2399 and the Frieza Force. Screaming and explosions fill up over scouter transmissions as SCP-2399 it's using its hive mind-like battle drones and even work drones to attack outposts and cut-off squads. Why would Frieza direct his attention towards SCP-2399 first? And what is Frieza and his lieutenants, Zarbon and the Doria, up to? Before such things can come, we cut back to Earth as multiple Foundation sites are preparing for battle, both in space and on their home planet. They make various calls to world leaders through their MTF squad, MTF Iota 10. They prepare other squads like MTF Gamma 4, specializing in space, MTF Delta 45, specializing in air support, MTF Sigma 9, specializing in ground support, and of course, various other squads and guard security personnel. Under all of this stress, they receive a transmission from SCP-2399, one of their most formidable opponents. The sentient machine blames the Foundation for alerting Frieza to his location, growing ever more furious as he recounts. The SCP Foundation had intercepted the original transmission the red spot of Jupiter sent to Vegeta and Nappa, and through that were able to triangulate Frieza's location and sent out a signal. First, Frieza will deal with SCP-2399, a nuisance that has bothered the SCP Foundation in space for a very long time. And if this tyrant were to turn its gaze upon the Earth, well, they will continue as they always have, protecting their home from anomalies. Sitting upon his weird floating chair within his spaceship, Frieza looks out, observing Jupiter. In his cold, twisted, and delusional mind, he had come here for one purpose: immortality. Turning his gaze to the monitor behind him, it gazes upon the planets in the solar system. His henchmen had received Morse code messages. Immortality was its sole word, and for the space warlord, immortality was his only pursuit. An infinite life could only lead to infinite power. He smiled at his cleverness in this puny solar system, far away from the heart of his empire, contained within his one true goal, and he would scour every single planet and destroy every single being until he had what he wanted. Why would the SCP Foundation invite such a powerful entity into their backyard? What plan did they have? How will SCP-2399 escape its obvious fate? He had not yet completed the work on his body. If he had another year, no less, he could surely destroy the SCP Foundation and Frieza. He was running low on options and low on time. Picking up again with Bulma now. She is observing the damage dealt to SCP-9001. With her stand the rest of MTF Squad Omega 7, Goku's would-be Z-Fighters. Behind them is the director, Bulma's uncle, a person who had watched over SCP-9001 since he was a baby. He recalls that horrific day when he had lost his colleague and his life had been turned upside down, which you can find above. He pushes up his glasses and holds the bridge of his nose. Why couldn't Goku just obey? And what were the O5 Council thinking in seeking a war with a space warlord? Their reach in space was limited to only their solar system, and their infrastructure was almost non-existent. This rogue army would surely turn their attention to them as soon as they were done with SCP-2399. All he could do now was hope that they would be ready for an all-out war. Bulma descends into heavy containment, where the other Saiyan, Vegeta, is being kept. His injuries were much more severe, having fought off the horrors of SCP-093 and whatever SCP-3000 was. She clutched her hands as she became uncertain of the future. Well, this concludes the story for now. Like I said, I will be uploading more consistently, so please stay tuned. Like, comment, share, subscribe. There is no possible way you'll regret it. Oh, and check out my X down below. Bye.